Hello everyone, it's Axum from Fire Emblem. I'm making this video today, and it must come at a huge surprise, given how often and thorough I am at making fun of tier lists. But something has happened in the Fire Emblem community regarding the algorithm, I think, revolving around 3 houses, and I've just been seeing more 3 houses things comes out. And the truth is, I really like 3 houses, and I wish I was around during the hype time that it came out and was able to make videos like the ones you see a lot of. So because of that, I never was able to really make a tier list about it. And I see a lot of information on the game from other YouTubers and videos and stuff, and they're not as thorough as I wish they were. So today, I'm actually trying to bring you the most compressed but informative video in the form of an actual, no joke, tier list of 3 houses. I'll be going through the characters in such a way that you'll see comparisons amongst multiple routes. For the lords, obviously, there's only really one route that each one of them applies. As usual, my tier lists involve ranking units based on their potential, their investment cost, how good they can be, how high is their ceiling, and is the ceiling even worth it? And I think that this is going to be a very good list. It's going to bring a lot of discussions that people may not have usually had about 3 houses, and you might see some takes here that you're like, wow, I didn't know that. So hopefully this will help you out. So this list is basically what you're going to be seeing, mixed with a couple of information blobs about the characters and what I think is important about them and what I think you should be looking at when talking about these characters. I just want to go really through the categories real quick so you can see what they are. S for me is a meta-defining character, so it's a character that basically carries the game. You can basically plot out their path and just reach that path very easily. There are a few characters in this game that are like that can really break the game easily, and they are in the S tier because they don't require a lot. A tier characters are characters that are good investment. They have high returns upon investing into them. They're very solid. They do a lot of good things, but they're not really gonna break the game in any way. B are passable characters that are good. Like they're solid. You can invest in them. Obviously, Fire Emblem is a game of investment and favoritism and all that stuff. A lot of the things they can do are either replicable or they're not as unique, or they don't bring anything that's super unique. And C are the heavy investment characters that have low return. Like, I don't really think there's any other tiers beyond this. I think when people say like, oh, there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it's like you're just memeing. Like there really is only a couple. It's like this guy's busted, this guy's very good, this guy's okay, and these guys suck. Like that's really what this is. I want to start out by talking about Byleth, like right, male and female. I think both of them are S tier. There's no arguing. They're both fantastic. Some may argue that female Byleth is slightly better than male Byleth, which I'll give them credit because of access to the Falcon Knight Pegasus line to be able to get Darting Blow and just slot better into flying classes in general, which are really, really strong in 3 houses, particularly the Wyvern Lord. There is a lot to like about Byleth. They have an innate brawling utility. They have great authority. They're the only unit in the game that's basically capable of spam charm level ups through tea time, which is an important factor. Like, you may not consider it, but it is important when talking about these units. Their charm stat is a very important stat in Fire Emblem 3 houses. I do think Byleth just has a lot of options. There are 2 clear-cut classes that female Byleth wants to be in, and it's basically going to be one of the flyers due to the Pegasus Knight access line and having that advantage that way, while male Byleth wants to lean more into the brawling style and go into War Master. Particularly with use of the DLC, you get a very, very broken combination. If you can route your pathway through War Monk and pick up the 20% Brawl Avoid, it's actually a godsend. It's really, really powerful on either Byleth if you're running a Gauntlet build that is very strong and capable of demolishing enemies with basically insane avoid levels, making you virtually untouchable. And meanwhile, you also have that natural White Magic Avoid plus 20, which is very good in the Faith line. Now, a lot of people like Enlightened One. I don't think Enlightened One is bad by any means. Like, I really don't think it's a bad class. I do think certain classes outperform it towards the end of the game. I think it's a class you want to slot in the middle and then later on specialize out of it. There's a lot to like about them. They are both meta-defining, though. They will break the game. They're very strong. Some of the easier ways to solo games are to just invest into the main character. And Byleth is strong from the beginning to the end, along with like a supportive capability of increasing everybody's experience gain. So it's an easy S. Later on, I want to talk about Edelgard. So Edelgard is, for her route, better than the Byleth in my opinion, just because of how broken Amir is. Amir and Raging Storm are so powerful that they can, it's like the LTCer's dream, like, right? It's very, very efficient to just spam Raging Storm until you clear the entire map because you just need to kill this one boss once or anything like that. It's just really good. There is, however, one thing about Edelgard that I absolutely hate, and it's that people always feel this need to put her into an armored class. Like, I want you to take a look at Edelgard's actual stats. So Edelgard's base stats are pretty much formidable, as you can see them here. Like, they're 29 HP is massive, 13 strength, 6 defense, which is not very high, by the way, 6 magic, 6 dex, 8 speed. 8 speed is very good for this, particularly in the beginning of the game, and 10 charm. Very good. Luck is low, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Has access to axes, which is one of the better lines in the game. He's just really good. Has a lot of good banes, a lot of good boons. Like, the banes she has are in bows and white magic. Who cares? You're not using it anyway. She has banes in armored and authority and sword and axes, which are really the only things you care about. If she had one in flying, she'd be probably the uncontested strongest unit in the game. But because she doesn't, it's like, eh. She does have, however, no bane in flying, which makes it easy to put her into a flying class. Putting Edelgard in an armored class is the trap. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because Edelgard actually has a 40% speed growth. Like, her base growths are insane. Like, if you look at this stuff, it's insane. They're incredibly powerful. They're incredibly good. Just to put it in perspective, you take her in, like, her default classes, right? Let's put her in something like Myrmidon. Boom. Almost a 50% speed growth. Like, right? Insane. But let's put her in Lord. Boom. Still insane. HP, growth, speed. Everything is just good. Everything across the board, fantastic. If it wasn't enough and you want to go into Swordmaster for whatever reason, boom. Look at these stats. They're just crazy. Everything is 60% or above. And the things that aren't don't matter. Like, her defense doesn't matter that it's 35% because it doesn't matter at all. You don't care about that stat on a player phase unit. And Edelgard is much better as a player phase unit than she is as an enemy phase unit. And that's something that I think people misjudge a lot because the game kind of pushes you into this role of being an armored unit, and that literally is her worst capability in the game. I think the best thing you can do with Edelgard is go full in onto player phase and just annihilate stuff with the mirror. So you want to go through that Lord route or Sword route or Myrmidon route or whatever that gives her speed and strength, and just keep going down that route. You do not want to stop. You do not want to pass go. You do not want to collect 200. You just want to get those stats up, so that by the time you reach Wyvern Lord, you can absolutely demolish everything with either the bases of the class or just by having outstatted the game. And that's just the best thing you can do with Edelgard. Like, she's just great at that. She has multiple actions on player phase, which it would be balanced if she could use Raging Storm once and then, like, that was it, right? But no, they let her use it as many times as you want, which is absolutely nuts. Early part of the game she carries, middle part of the game that she carries, end part of the game she carries. She's just that good. I'm gonna move on to Dimitri now, who I think is actually the best unit in the game, like, hands down. In his route, there is nothing that trivializes the game quite as much as he does. He is virtually better than pretty much every other character in the game in his route, solely because of the fact that the existence of Battalion Wrath, Battalion Vantage, and Retribution exist, and you can put it on him, and he can reach crazy stats. But Dimitri also falls into the exact same trap as the Edelgard scenario. Everybody, for some reason, thinks that you have to go the route of being a cav on him. And I never understood this. Is it because of the writing bane? Like, is this because of the writing boon? Or is it because the game kind of pushes that on you? I don't know. But I do know this. You take a level 20, 25, whatever, through the Swordmaster line Byleth, and you take a level 25 Swordmaster Dimitri through the same line, guess what? They both have the same speed. And a lot of people tend to think that Byleth's a pretty fast character. So if Dimitri has the same speed at the same point of the game, in the same class, that means that Dimitri is also a pretty fast character. But the reason why people don't see him as fast is because they usually put him through the cav line, which significantly gimps your speed stat. You don't want that. Dimitri's personal and personal class are all about stacking avoid, stacking crit, just being a powerhouse on enemy phase. Particularly, you don't really care about any other stat that isn't attack or speed on Dimitri. Like, you really don't care, because those are the two things that are going to hit for, right? He's going to hit really hard back with Battalion Wrath Vantage, and whatever he can't hit or he can't one-shot, you better hope he dodges. So that's really what it comes down to, is speed and strength. So why would you put him through horse at all? Like, it just neuters his capability, which is really wild. And it's why people also say that Great Lord isn't a good class. Like, that is balderdash. That's just ridiculous. Great Lord has great modifiers. Great Lord has great modifiers for him. They basically give him all that he wants. It doesn't matter what his range is. It doesn't matter his mobility, because the last route of Blue Lion's Maddening, you're just going to yeet Dimitri in there with Battalion Wrath Vantage activated and completely wipe the enemy siege tomes anyway, because he's just going to obliterate everything. So I don't really understand the point of trying to do this hit and run strats on a horse, or to say, oh, it has more movement so it can go one square more. None of that matters. It doesn't matter, because all you need to do is bait out of the minimum range anyway with that stuff, and you just win. And the things that you don't one-shot, being a horse ain't gonna help you. Like, it's not, you're not gonna one-shot it more, you're not gonna survive more. Like, if anything, it'll hurt you more, because you're not gonna dodge as much, because you don't have the class bonuses and the better stats from leveling up in a better class. So it doesn't make sense to me to put him in any class other that isn't the progression of Swordmaster into this. And to make matters better, in Swordmaster he actually can get crit plus 20, which means that, like, he can just demolish stuff with the Wu Dao. So anybody that's squishy, Wu Dao. He also has really high charm and really good authority, so he can command gambits, which means he's less likely to be hit by gambits as well, which is the one weakness of the Battalion Wrath Vantage. So there's nothing to hate about it. The character is just phenomenal. He's just the best character in the game. He does everything better than most characters in the game. Great early game, great mid game, great end game. He just demolishes the game. Best unit in the game. I'm going to go on to Claude now. I think Claude is slightly below Byleth. And the only reason he's slightly below Byleth is his early game is good, but it's not as good as Byleth. His mid game is better than Byleth for sure. And his end game is kind of on the same par. I don't think Claude is as meta-defining as the other three lords. He's still way leagues beyond a lot of other characters, because he has access to stuff like Encloser, which right there is like dead rights, very good. He also has boons and like axe wielding and flying, which gives him access to the better classes. But the real trick with him is the same thing as the other three. You don't need to care about his flying at all. You still don't want to neuter his speed by putting him in a horse class. don't make that mistake. Stop spamming horses everywhere in 3 houses, okay? It's not that good. It's good on some people, and that's it. Don't think it's on a horse, it's great. That's not how it works, okay? That's not how it works. You're going to find yourself being like, why can't I one-shot this? Well, it's because you have crap speed, okay? And you can't one-round anything. So you either got to have the gambits, the combat arts, or the speed. And if you don't have either of those three, then you shouldn't be on a horse to begin with. So don't do it. So you want to keep Claude the same way, through noble class or through archer class or whatever, until he reaches his promotion, and then he automatically gets promotion into a class that flies. So this whole time you could be building up other things on him that have nothing to do with flying, and he'll still perform fantastic. So that is his biggest boon right there, is that he's going to be slotted into a flyer no matter what. So you can put no investment into flying, and this dude will be in the air, period. Like, it's going to happen no matter what. And that is really, really good, because since it's forced, you can put investment into other things onto him and just access better things like axes, or access more bows quicker, or build his authority faster. And those things are important. Claude's stats are good. I don't think they're as good or as meta-defining as the other two, but he's very solid. So I think he's better than pretty much every non-Lord character in the game. So the Lords are indeed on a different tier, but he is the worst of these setups. So I'm going to go with this as my S tier list. There are a couple more characters that I think fit here. I am going to go ahead and go down the line. So going into the whatever they have available here, which is the Black Eagles guys, right? So we have Hubert, and I think, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think Hubert is ass. Like, people say Hubert is kind of good. I never saw it. Like, I don't think Hubert is good at all. I think Hubert's claim to fame is Dark Spikes, and maybe that's right. Maybe because he has Dark Spikes, he can't really be C tier, but he ain't getting out of B tier, and I'll tell you why. His base stats are only good in like magic, really, and speed is fine, but his 45% speed growth is not doing him many favors, and he's in a line that doesn't really help him grow anything. He has a reason boon, which is good, and authority boon, which is great, but then he loses in like flying, in white magic, in axes, and to make matters worse, like Hubert leaves halfway through the game if you're not sided with Edelgard, so there's literally no reason to dump anything into him for a character that's not going to get anything anyway. His officer duty is very good, his personal, with grants might +5 with gambits, but the problem is that Hubert has 6 base charm. It's not very good. Like, it's okay. It's passable, I guess. His charm growth is 40%, which is like, I guess it's okay. He just lacks a lot. Like, his coolest thing is that his spell list is pretty good. He has pretty good spells like Mire, Banshee, Death, Dark Spikes. Those are good, but those are the only, that's all he's got. He's like Lilina, but without the appeal of having the Lilina level supports, I guess. I don't know. He does have Rally Resistance at C and Rally Magic at D, which is good, Authority. And he also has Rally Speed Authority at S, but I feel like it's not worth it. Like, if I'm gonna deploy this guy and he's gonna leave halfway through the game, then it's, first of all, it's definitely not worth it giving any experience or anything. He's not even the better mage in those routes, especially if you have access to DLC stuff. You can just pick up Constance or Happy, and he's now suddenly useless. Like, he has no better advantage over them, especially since he's leaving. Like, if you're playing the Crimson Flower route, you can see utility with him, but he does fall into the trap of being a male mage, which means he doesn't have Grimoire access, so his best options are like, what, Dark Mage, and then into Dark Knight. So I'm going to say, like, he's actually not even B, he's C tier. Like, he's maybe better in the Crimson Flower route, where you have less access to stuff, but even then, like, he's not going to be game breaking or game changing. Like, you can get Lysithea for the Dark Spike purposes. You can do stuff like that. Like, he has no supportive utility list because of his Bane and Faith. He's just kind of like, he's just one big stick magical wielding nuke. There's not really a lot going on there. Like, I don't think that in this game you need to have a lot of things. You have to have either a supportive capability or you got to be killing absolutely everything. Like, right? And Hubert doesn't do either of those, and he doesn't have very good combat arts. Like, he has Frozen Lance, which is like, okay, cool, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like Hubert takes a lot to do the things that other characters do for a lot less. So for that, I'm going to put him where he belongs, which is C. Some could argue maybe he's at the bottom of B, but now Ferdinand. Ferdinand's like the definition of a B character, man. Maybe top of A or bottom of B. I will say this. He is better, though, in Silver Snow, mostly because there's not really many available physical tanky units in Silver Snow due to Edelgard just leaving. So because of that, you need to kind of fulfill those with either professors or other characters that come along the way that you try to recruit. And the thing about the thing about Ferdinand is that he does have a natural access into the armored class, and once you hit a certain threshold of protection, you will wall off even like the highest level enemies of the game. Like, you're just going to do it. Seteth comes, for example, with a natural rally 4 defense, so anybody that can rally +4 defense automatically reduces damage by 8 if the person is doubled, which is insane. But that doesn't even matter, because once you're stacking like 45 protection, you're taking 0 damage even from quadding War Masters, which is really the most like dangerous player phase enemy unit in the game, and this guy just doesn't care. Anybody in the actual line of Fortress Knight can do this, especially since he has access to Great Knight too. So I think him having double boons on that, like having the Great Knight access, having the Paladin access if you want to, his speed growth is pretty good. Like, he has a lot of things going on for him. Like, he can slot a lot of versatile things, and he has access to Swift Strikes. So he has like one of the better skills in the game in terms of physical offense. And you know what? I'm actually gonna go a step further. I'll put him at the lowest of A for right now, because he's actually that good. Like, he's actually good enough that I'd be like, yeah, this guy is solid. Like, this guy is very good. I'm thinking of another character that I think is on the cusp of B, like B almost A but not quite A, and I think this character is below Ferdinand, so I think Ferdinand deserves to be higher. Can't go wrong with him. He has good bulk. He has good boons in everything that you want him to do. I do prefer him in a more physically oriented class. He also gives you access to like the Shield of Oshane, which is pretty good. So there's a lot of benefits from having Ferdinand in your army. So I think he's good. Do I think he's worth going out of your way to recruit if you're not in the Silver Snow or Crimson Flower route? No, I don't think he is. I think he's just good. Linhardt's a tough one. On one hand, people would argue you can never place a unit that has warp below A, like, right? Which is like a reasonable take. Like, it really is a reasonable take. But the thing is, I found that you don't really need that many warpers in this game. Like, you need one person that knows rescue, one person that needs warp, and that's about it. Like, you can do a lot of the map with 2 warpers, 1 warper, or 1 warper that has 2 uses. So and like, he can't even access Grimoire, so he can't even get 2 warps. He does have a pretty good white magic list. But this guy has no offensive potential, like nothing. He's not going to kill anything. You're maybe early game you're going to get some big hits in, but afterwards it's all downhill. This guy's not going to get great value out of his magical spell list. He's not going to get, like, he's just a support bot through and through. And support bots in this game I feel are like the weakest they could be. I don't think they're very good at all. I think being purely support is kind of ass. So it's not really a class that I think is worth it. His boons aren't in any class that I would like. Only Holy Knight is pretty interesting for him. And even then, it's like, you get a horse that moves around and heals. Okay, cool, great. What else? That's it. So there is that for him. He does have the ability to reach riding S if you really want to. But his authority sucks. A lot of stuff about him sucks. Like, he doesn't have the benefits of having like good solid gambits or charm or anything like that. He's just there. And I don't think that is enough in this game to distinguish you. But I also don't think that he is like worth the investment like Hubert for less of the effort. Like, he still has warp. He still can perform a job very well, very uniquely, but very well. So he's good in that regard. So I think he deserves to be in B. Caspar is crap. Like, Caspar is absolutely horrible. Some people will sit in the comments, no, Caspar is the best thing ever. Just going to the Wyvern Lord. Bro, anybody can reach Wyvern Lord. Like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Everybody can reach Wyvern Lord with enough investment. Anybody can do it. Just because this guy has like one boon in Axis does not mean that he's a great unit. Okay, he doesn't have a boon in anything else that benefits from him. Maybe if you want to go the War Master route, but he'll die because he'll get absolutely demolished with this 30% growth, which means you have to put him through the armored line so you can get some defense out of it, or else, and even then, it's not going to be good. His adjacent foes suffer a void -10 during combat is nice. Born Fighter, I guess it's okay, but it's like, bro, who cares? There's hit +10 in the game. You can do gambit stuff. Like, there's just a lot of better things to do, and Caspar is not on the list of investment projects. Like, he just sucks. He has no relic. He has nothing that distinguishes him from anybody else. He has a Bane and Authority, bro. Like, having a Bane and Authority in this game is like a death sentence, unless you're named Felix. Like, having a Bane and Authority is so bad because you can't access a lot of the stronger gambits that give you better things, or you have to take way more effort to get there, which really sucks. Like, it really sucks. The gambits in this game are really powerful. They give you huge stat swings, and Caspar is just eliminated from a lot of that because you either got to dump it into something else to get him into a better class, or you need to dump it into his authority and deal with his crappy early game. His bases are bad. His growths are mediocre. The guy just sucks. Like, he just sucks all around. He's not worth it. He's not a very good character. I do not recommend him at all. Now, Bernadetta. This is where the list starts to get funky. Bernadetta is, depending on how you look at this, either at the very top of A or at the very bottom of S. For now, I don't want to populate S tier with everybody. Like, really, or else we're going to wind up here with a bunch of people in S tier, and I don't want to do that. I think that S tier should be reserved for characters that really define the game. I think Bernadetta is top of A tier, or very high, because she has some things that are very good and some things that are very bad. She requires a specific thing in order to do her job, which is a resource that should be given to her anyway, but it's a resource. So, like, you know, she requires something in order to do a job very well, and it's only one job. So Bernadetta is best known for the fact that she has vengeance, right? A lot of people think Bernadetta is an archer. That is BS. I'm just gonna cut it to you right now. That is not what Bernadetta is good at. Like, Bernadetta is fine as an archer. She has encloser. She has some pretty good skills. She's very good as an early game archer. Her personal is very strong early on. So, like, she has a lot of things going for her early game, which are fantastic. But Bernadetta's best thing, hands down, is access to vengeance. And she gets it pretty early. She gets it at C+, just like Cyril and Dedu. And these skills are... Vengeance is just broken. Like, it just does so much damage. It's insanely good damage for what it's worth. And getting her to 1 HP is not that hard. It also combos well with her personal. So there's a lot of things going on for getting Bernadetta low on HP. You want to give Bernadetta in the late game an adjutant that's going to shield her, basically, so that she can bring her HP down reliably to 1 HP and fire off vengeances the entire time. So Bernadetta is a player phase delete button. What she does is she runs up to someone, she nukes them with vengeance, and she cantles out. That is Bernadetta. If she doesn't do that, the other thing she is doing is she's walking up, she's hitting a shot with encloser, and she's backing out. Or she's hitting a crit and she's backing out. Like, she's doing something like that. She's not enemy facing anything. That's not her gameplay at all. Her whole thing is take damage, get to 1 HP, nuke stuff. This works the entire game. From the moment you get Vengeance until the end of the game, this works. There's no flaw to this. This is just how Bernadetta plays. It is her best playstyle by far. It is also one of the few things in the game that can one-shot enemy characters even towards the end of the game where people get really bulky and have a lot of HP. It's just that good. So Bernadetta's low strength doesn't matter that much. Bernadetta's low speed on the horse doesn't matter that much. None of that matters, because all that matters is, does she have enough HP to contribute to Vengeance, and is her strength good enough that the Vengeance additional will kill the enemy? Yes, cool, great. So that's Bernadetta for you. You don't care about anything else. I also used the wrong portrait, I just realized. Dorothea. I think Dorothea is hated a lot by players for no particular reason. I think Dorothea is actually better than a lot of people give her credit. I think she is one of the best options for a dancer. I know that that's a meme because people are like, oh, Dorothea is like the only, she's a dancer in the game. I think it's fine. I think Dorothea is one of the best options for dancer. I think she only loses out to one other character, or maybe two, in the dancer class. But Dorothea is actually pretty fine as dancer. Has the things you want, has okay sword rank, can build authority pretty fast, can have access to white magic for supportive spells or black magic for damaging spells early on. Like, she's fine. She has all of that. I don't think she's good as a combat unit, but honestly, Gremory with double meteor isn't bad. Like, there's no way you could go bad with that. She has no particular thing that makes her bad, and she also doesn't have anything that stands out crazy too. She can go into slightly more physical classes because of, if you want to do a Mortal Savant meme build, she can probably do it. Like, she has a lot of these things going for her that people don't really notice. She is better in my opinion as a dancer, but there are other things that she can do that are good. Do I think she is like, oh my god, we're breaking new leagues here, found some unknown Dorothea tech? No, not really. I do think she is better than a lot of the competition in her own house, including, but I don't think she's bad at all. Now moving on to Petra. Petra is pretty good. I'm considering if I want to put Petra below or above Ferdinand. She's definitely not better than Bernie, but I'm considering if I put Petra below or above Ferdinand. And the reason why is because, like, Petra is just really fast, bro. She is really fast at a lot of points in the game, but her strength is kind of suffering a little bit from the sometimes she gets noodle arms, which you can patch up with stat boosters and stuff. And she does have boons in the right classes that you would need. You know, I don't know. Like, this is tough because I feel like they both contribute at different things. If I could put them on top of each other, I would. But I'm going to keep it like this for now because I feel like Ferdinand does have the Crest of Keycold, which can help clutch some stuff sometimes. And Petra is very good. Like, she can stack a void like crazy. But I always feel like out of house Petra and enemy Petra are way stronger than my Petra. Like, you know what I mean? And that's probably just the way the game scales enemies. But she's good. She's very strong. Like, those three, like, it's funny because I usually think of Petra, Ingrid, and Leone kind of like in the same kind of niche of fast but kind of weaker hitting, although Leone's great all around. But they always seem to be a lot better out of house. Like, they're always, it's because of the way the class is level. But still, she's fine. She's very good. I think you can never go wrong. She has easy access to the flying classes, which is what you want. She has access to bows, access to swords, access to lances, access, like, she could do everything. She very much is, she's very good. She's very good in many different classes. She can go through Wyvern Lord, she can go through Falcon Knight. Like, she just has a lot of good things going on for her. She definitely wants to be in one of the flying classes though. I think Assassin is a little bit of a meme. It's okay, but it's a little bit of a meme. It's only really threatening as an enemy. It's much better to have her do hit and run or stack a void with Falcon Knight, Pegasus Nightline. So I think that Petra is good at the bottom of A. I was going to Dedu. This guy is so hard to rank. This guy is hard to rank because on one hand he has Vengeance, and you can't go wrong with Vengeance. On the other hand, he leaves for like an exorbitant amount of the game that really he shouldn't be leaving for. Not exorbitant, to be honest, but it is pretty damning that he's gone for that long. I will say, however, he can't. I can't put him in good conscience in B. Like, I think he's just really, his early game contributions alone are enough to put him in A. Like, he's just the wall, bro. Like, he just takes no damage. He makes Blue Lion's early game a lot more manageable, a lot more palatable and easy to deal with, just because this guy has insane bulk. Like, he's insanely tanky. Anything that's not magical is not going to kill this dude. Like, he's just going to destroy absolutely everything. Like he is that solid in my opinion that I don't think you can't go wrong. He obviously has one big hurdle, which is he needs to get over the Rider Bane if you want him to go into Great Knight, which I think is his best class. But you could argue you can go the War Master route if you stack enough defense early on, get enough defense level ups. He can just go into War Master and just be a tanky beast there and be able to double with Quick Riposte and use Vengeance. So he does have a lot of good things going for him. I think that War Master is probably his better offensive class. I do like Great Knight though, just for the defense and the protection. But if you get his defense high enough early on, you can slot him into War Master. So for that alone, I think that he kind of deserves to be an A. He's just good. He does require a little bit of effort coming back, but I don't think it's that much work. And I think he's so good early on that he deserves a spot, an A. I'll go on to Felix. I think I'm one of the few people that thinks, actually maybe not one of the few, I think Felix is better than Bernie for a couple of reasons. I don't think he's S tier. I used to think Felix was S tier, but his Authority Bane just sucks so much that it literally removes my joy of using Felix. Like his Authority Bane is just trash. It just sucks. It also locks him out of a bunch of stuff. Like you want to keep him not with the battalion, but then you lose out on 5 damage. But then later on, the battalions do more damage than 5 damage, so you want to put it on him. So he basically has no personal. So it's kind of a weird spot, but it doesn't matter because he has the Crest of Fraldarius and he just demolishes stuff anyway. I do think Felix's best class is War Master, hands down. Quadding with the Crest of Fraldarius is obnoxious, because you will be doing an insane amount of damage. That thing procs so often that it's just like, oh, I just killed something because it did 4 times in a row. And he procs so often that this guy has so much value out of it. So I think he's definitely worth it. But the good thing too is that Felix can slot into classes like Bow Knight and do fine. He can slot into Sniper and do fine. He can slot into Swordmaster and do fine. Anything physical, this guy is dominating. Like he's just that good. I think that going Bow Knight is kind of killing his speed. Yet again, we talk about this. I don't like going into Bow Knight until it's the last possible option, because you will be killing his speed if you do so. It's not something I would want for him. I think you want to sit more around like the physical classes, like really up in your face, like War Master, Sword Master, things that capitalize on his good speed, good strength growths, and just really take advantage of it. So Felix is best in War Master in my opinion. There is room for him as a Bow Knight, but I think it's less valuable. But he's an easy A. Like Bernadetta needs a lot of resources to get into that one spot where she vengeance and kills, but Felix just does that. Like he has a great early game, he has a great mid game, he has a great end game. The guy should be an S tier for all I know and all I believe in, but his Authority Bane is so damn horrible that I can't put this dude in there. Like I just can't. If he didn't have an Authority Bane, I would probably put him in S, but otherwise, I can't do it. This is the worst unit in the game. Like, hands down. He just sucks. And he sucks for the same reason as Caspar. He is slightly better early game because of bow access and being able to, like, be faster, but his strength never grows, his HP never grows, his defense never grows. Like, he just has no way out of it. He's frail on enemy phase. He won't have enough strength, physical or magical, to kill stuff on player phase. And you would think that at some point in the game, they would allow him to, like, oh, maybe he can be like a hybrid Mortal Savant or something crazy like that with speed and whatnot. Nope, they gave him a Reason Bane, so the guy just can't even go into that route and abuse the enemy's low resistance. He can't do anything well. He has virtually no personal, because you can buy chest keys and door keys every single map, so don't matter. He just, like, he's useless. He is useless. He's only good for the very, very beginning of the game, where he has a slight speed advantage amongst the enemies that you face. Even then, it's not that good. And then afterwards, it's all downhill. He doesn't kill anything. He doesn't damage anything enough. He does bad chip. He's worse than Caspar, in my opinion. Poor guy. He's in a bad spot. So, yep. Doesn't have a crest. Doesn't have a personal. Doesn't give you anything. He kind of sucks. Unlike Sylvain, who is very good. I think Sylvain is... I want to say he's better than Bernie too. Sylvain is better than Bernie for a couple of reasons. Swift strike access early on is just there. Like, right, it just exists. He just gets it really fast. He can slot into Dark Knight really well. And he has a pretty good magical list. Like, actually surprisingly good magical list. His personal is great. Supportive personal does 2 extra damage for females and takes 2 less damage during combat. His speed growth is great. 50% speed growth, 45% strength growth. His 30% magic is kind of like, it's okay. But the truth is, like, he can slot into any class that works for him. Like, he can use horses really well, axes, lances really well, can use magic, can slot into a dark mage class and do fine there. Like, he just really good. The guy has pretty much access to really good things. I really like Sylvain. And the fact that he is so accessible on, if you're a female Byleth, it's just talk and get it, right? If you're male Byleth, it's a little more difficult to recruit him, but he gives you the Lens of Ruin, and he just has a lot of good things going on. He doesn't require as much investment as like Bernie in terms of giving him resources. He may fall into an issue of like, hey, I'm not doing enough damage mid-game, but once he gets Swift Strikes, that kind of goes out of the window, or if you have magical access, he can just nuke stuff with Ragnarok. He doesn't suffer the penalty of being in a Paladin class early on as much as other characters, so there's that too. Like, he's just good. He's just good. He's not as good as some of the other people in S tier, but he's good. Mercedes, unfortunately, is not good. Mercedes is in the same category as Hubert. I would say she's even probably worse. Mercedes is, while on one hand, you have a guy that can only do black magic and nothing else. On the other hand, you have a chick that can only do white magic and nothing else. Like, Mercedes gets perhaps a little better if you consider Dark Flyer, right? So maybe I'll give her the edge up on Hubert because of Dark Flyer, but it's not enough. Like, I feel like Mercedes' spell list is kind of and her white magic spell list is kind of because it got some big spells there. Like, don't get me wrong, it's got like some big hitters. It's got like everything you would want in a white magic healer, right? It's got like Physic, it's got Restore, Fortify, all that stuff. But how often am I really hitting Fortify for a raid wide heal? The same Valentia, bros. Like, you're not taking AoE damage like that. No, that's not really what I want. Her white magic her black magic list is kind of good. Fire, Thunder, Bolgan, and Ragnarok are good, which is why I'm saying that in the Dark Flyer class she benefits a lot more from it. But that's it. Like, she only has a couple of spell lists. Her growths aren't that impressive. They're fine. She works much better in a Dark Flyer class to take advantage of that. And her personal is okay. Like, heal other people, recover the same amount of HP, but again, she shouldn't be taking hits anyway. I don't know. Like, I feel like a character that's pure support is not very good in this game. So she's in C. She's gonna take a lot to get off, and it's not enough for me, honestly. I'm like Annette. Like, I feel like Annette's good. I feel like Annette's better than Dorothea. Her rallies are great. Like, this is a character that's solid too. Like, her rallies are fantastic. She's the rally bot girl. She gets all the sorts of rallies that you would want at all the right times that you would want it. She gets the coveted like rally speed early on too. Yeah, her personal is rally strength. She gets rally speed relatively quick at C plus authority. She gets rally resistance at D. So she gets like all the stuff you want. The good rallies early on, fast, with authority. Which, by the way, guess what? She has a boon in it. So it's just really good to give authority rallies to her. She also benefits the most from Dark Fire. Her speed's kind of caca. And it's not going to get much better than that. I'll tell you that much. She has okay magic. And her crest is pretty good. Her relic is also pretty good. So a character that can use Crush or hit and run back out is good. So something like Valkyrie. If you want to dump her speed and go full magic, go Valkyrie. But if you want to try to salvage it, you go Dark Flyer. Like, that's really the two different things. She might even be better in Valkyrie, to be honest. Like, she doesn't really have a boon in anything that would affect her there. And she doesn't really have a bane in flying or riding, so you pick your poison there. I think if you try to just be like, yo, I don't care about her speed at all, treat her like Happy, go Valkyrie. If you're trying to do Dark Flyer memes for just like trying to salvage it, go Dark Flyer to save that speed. So I like Annette a lot. I think she has a lot early game. She's not really going to be doing a lot of combat. Her job is going to be like, come in, rally a dude, that dude nukes stuff. And every now and then, launch a big hit. Like, every now and then, she's going to hit somebody hard with one of her accurate spells. Like, right, Excalibur, Sagittate, they're accurate, they're good. Cutting Gale is good. Like, these are all accurate spells, and with her pretty solid magic, she can chunk really hard. So, she has really comparable chip, good chip. Her base magic is actually better than Mercedes, which is ironic. So I think Annette has a lot of better things going on for her than Mercedes. Next up is Ingrid. Ingrid is tough. I'm thinking about her performance on her route, right? Like, because if you think about out of house Ingrid, she's busted. She's got great stats. She's fantastic, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And she's already in a class that is good. But the thing is, like, Ingrid suffers from the wet noodle arm so much, and it's so much more obvious than Petra. It's almost like she lives or dies by if she levels strength or not. If she does, she's great. If she doesn't, she's going to be an avoid bot. She does have this one really unique niche, which is she can avoid tank a lot of stuff because her speed is going to be astronomically high no matter how you look at it. And it's just so good. Her speed is so good that she can actually avoid tank a lot of things. And with the Retribution Gambit and stacking avoid from Falcon Knight class, you're just going to dodge a bunch of stuff. And Lewin, for better or for worse, is good. Like, it is good. It is very good. Having access to it is very good. And it's very accurate. It's very good early on. Like, it's very consistent early on. So I say she brings more to the table than Dorothea does, just for the value of, this is like, I think this is the benchmark for the B tier. Like, the middle of the B tier is Dorothea. Like, she's the most average character ever for what she brings. And this one is just slightly better than that. But she does suffer a lot early game with a lot of problems. She's better out of house than she is in house, but she does have access to good classes early on, so I'll take that. Now Lawrence, I think Lawrence is actually really good. Like, some people are gonna meme on this, be like, Lawrence sucks, Lawrence so bad. Lawrence is actually solid, and you guys just have no clue what the hell you're talking about. And I'll tell you why. Lawrence has a phenomenal spell list. Like, he has Agnia's Arrow, Ragnarok, Sagittate, all good. His Faith list, Heal Nosferatu, Ward, all good too. Granted, his skill list, Frozen Lancet C+, very good. Authority C, Battalion Vantage, which you don't really care about, but it's still good. His stats are okay. He does have pretty bad bases though. This is the part that I think hurts Lawrence a lot, is that his bases are kind of mediocre. And then, like, you look at his speed and you're like, maybe I can salvage that speed. But then he prefers to be in class lines, right? So he's not really getting advantage of being in a horse. So you're not salvaging that speed. So it's a dump stat. So you would expect his magic to go up really high, but it doesn't. So that's why they gave him the high might magic ones. But he also gets access to Tyruses, so he can do a lot of memey things. Like, Lawrence is good. Lawrence is good because he's actually the situation of a mixed combat character that actually works as a mixed combat character. Like, Lawrence has actual backing up of his magical skills on a horse. So he's like the perfect Dark Knight candidate. He has Rider's Boon, Black Magic Boon, and Lance Boon. He has all the things you want to be a Dark Mage, and he gets access to things that increase his range in case you want it. And his personal is great early game. Unit deals 2 extra damage when in formation with the battalion. Like, that's, you're always going to be in battalion, so you're always going to do 2 extra damage. Like, he's just good. Like, Lawrence is just average on everything, but he's good. Like, I can't argue with that. I think he's better than most of these other people because maybe barring Annette, maybe Annette's a little bit better, but I don't know, because I feel like Lawrence can actually do combat, whereas Annette's just pure support, and pure support we already said is not as good. But she has such good rallies that it might not be, like, you know, as bad to be pure support in this case, and she has magical hitting damage, whereas he can actually tank some stuff, do some damage. He's a jack of all trades, and I think it's not that bad to be this type of jack of all trades for the early game and mid game. His end game performance does fall off a bit, but you're going to be banking on big frozen lances. Like, that's your thing. Raphael, this guy is tough to rank, man. Like, I want to kind of put Raphael at the top of C, almost bottom of B, but at the same time, it's like, how bad is Raphael really? Like, the thing, this one, I'll be honest, Raphael is the one character I really haven't used that much. Like, I've used Raphael once on my Golden Deer route, and then I've never touched him again. And the reason why is because I never found a need to touch him again. And that's because I probably wasn't impressed with his performance, because he has pretty bad speed, pretty bad growth. He is one button, bro. He is defense, HP, strength. That's it. He's Dedue, but not as good as Dedue. So, and Dedue already has vengeance, at least, to like kind of break him out of that. This guy does not have vengeance. He does have some pretty cool rallies, but that's it. Like, he doesn't. You don't want to put him in anything magical. He has 1 rally strength at authority D, and he doesn't have a Bane in authority, so you can't really penalize him too much. But I don't know, man. Like, a pure armored knight, there are other people in the game that give you this for less work. So I think that he, and especially if you consider DLC, he gets blown the hell out of the water by his competition. So I don't think that this is like a character that's really going to carry your game, going to do crazy stuff. He doesn't hit as hard as Dedue does. He can't like tank stuff as much as Dedue can. He doesn't hit as hard as his other big competitor, which we'll talk about later. And I don't know. He's just not. He's not it for me. He's not as good as Ferdinand in my opinion, because Ferdinand has horse axes, can do stuff quick. He would have to struggle to get there. No, he doesn't do it for me. So, but I do think he's better than like the support bot, the one button magical nuke that leaves, and these two Teletubbies. So I'll put him there. Next up is Ignatz. One person once said this, and I will agree. He said that Ignatz is the cutoff between A tier and B tier. The reason why is because his early game performance does a lot of things that you want, but then he kind of falls off. And I 100% agree with this. Ignatz has very good early game performance and mid game too to some degree, solely because of the fact that he has access to his personal, which is very good, and no noticeable banes that would mess him up. So what do I mean by this? He has boon and authority. He has boons in bows and swords, which is like whatever. He doesn't have a boon in flying, which kind of neuters his endgame performance for classes that want that. He is fast-ish. He's not as fast as you think he is, but he is fast-ish. He does have good rallies though, and rally speed, rally dexterity early on, getting to like authority C+. So he's like a Nets thing, but better, because he's physical hitting with advantages on bows, and he's fast enough to back it up. So he has a lot of that going for him. His spell list is kind of you don't really care about him in Magic at all. Like, it doesn't really matter. You want to go down a route that takes advantage of the bow, sword, and authority. So like something like Assassin is actually perfect for him, because he has the rally supportive capabilities, and at the same time it'll boost that speed. The thing is that his noodle arms will become really noodly really fast, and he will have no way to patch that up. It's really going to be difficult. You would have to go War Master to patch it up, but he can't really survive anything on enemy phase, so his War Master abilities are going to be cut significantly, because you can't really do a lot of damage, because he doesn't want to be up front. He has no way of mitigating that. So a sniper would be good with him, because you can do like Hunter's Volley, and that mitigates a lot of the problems with the big forge. So he has that going for him. However, he just isn't it for me, man. Like, I feel like he can't not be in A tier, because his noodle arm problem and the lack of a relic and the lack of things that would make him stand out just aren't there. Like, he's not Petra hitting fast, he's not Petra hitting strong. He does have the rally things, but being rally bot isn't as good as being a combat unit. But he's good enough that he can do a lot early game and mid game. He just can't carry the end game, which is like the hardest part. So this guy for me is right where he needs to be. He is the best thing in B tier, but he is the cutoff. Everything after him, like, he is the cutoff of, if you are better than Ignatz, you will be in A tier. If not, you are below Ignatz. Like, that's the rule. And I think that it's a very good line. This doesn't mean he's bad, by the way. This just means like he is the best of the average guys. Next up is Lysithea. Alright, we're visiting S tier again. This is one of the best characters in the game. They are one of the best characters in the game because of their incredible spell list, because of the fact that you want to recruit them in any route you go in, because of access to insane relic proportions. Even if you don't use a relic like Tircis, but you use Caduceus Staff, she can take advantage of that. Her magic is insane. 2 crests. Her spell list is crazy. She has a bunch of valuable things in white magic and black magic. You can recruit her at any point in time. She'll have those boosted up already. She has Mastermind, which basically increases her points that she gains a lot faster. She has everything that you want in a character, is Lysithea. She's so good. If not counting the Lords, and not counting, I want to say, Catherine in Blue Lions or Golden Deer, she is probably like the next best character in the game. And she's just that good. There's only one other character that I think might have a performance that is as good as, I might actually put them here above Lysithea, because I've been playing a lot with them and I found a lot of success with it. And I think people were not sleeping on it, but they weren't giving them as much value as they actually deserve. I'm going to say that she's definitely S tier up here. Not better than the Lords, but up here. Afterwards, Marianne. I think Marianne is good. I think she's better than Lawrence. I think her magic hits harder than Lawrence. I think her best utility is a dancer, hands down, because of the riding boon, the ability to reach movement plus, and just having a good supportive spell list if you don't want that too. I think she has a lot of interesting things going on with her magic. I think her personal is okay. It's not a bad personal at all. She has good boons in riding and flying in case you want to go those combat routes. She has access to a relic, which is really good. And she has Soul Blade at C+, which is good. Like, she has good things going for her. She can go in different builds. She has the white support rank as well with silence and good hitting magic with aura and stuff. So I think Marianne is like the better of the B tier characters. She also has a huge magic stat early on, which is pretty good for her basis. Better than Lawrence because she specializes more. Worse than Ignatz because like you don't have that capability that Ignatz does of rallying and doing all that stuff. Like I said, Ignatz is the cutoff, but she's very good. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Hilda. Some people swear by Hilda, man. I don't. Like I think Hilda is like, I don't know. I think Hilda's okay. Maybe it's because I don't like the warrior class as much. I think she's better than Ingrid. I think she's better than Dorothea, who's at like half point of the game. I think she's like okay. Like I think Hilda is fine. Hilda can go into the Wyvern Lord class, which makes her like good and solid. Do I think she's like better than these people? No, you know what? No, I'm being too. I think she's better than Ignatz. I'm being Mimi. I'm being Mimi, guys. Hilda is definitely better than Ignatz. Like she's just really good. Now that I think about it, her offensive prowess alone should be enough to do it, and she does have easy access into like the better classes of the game. She has Axe Boon. She can easily reach like flying super quick. Her speed growth is solid. Her strength is good. She's just a much more physical class oriented. She also has a budding talent which gives her seal speed, which is great. Like she has good things. Her combat list isn't as good, so I'm gonna put her below Dedue. But her physical combat alone is solid. It's like Petra level. I don't know. Now I'm thinking, is she better than Petra? She might be better than Petra actually. Now that I think about this, I don't know if she's better than Ferdinand. She might actually. Having access to the relic too is pretty good. Yeah, I think she's better than Petra. I'll put her there. She's better than Petra just because of the fact that she has like the physical prowess early on, dominant, and then like she has access early on, dominant, and then she can keep going into access. Her personal's pretty good. Petra's personal's pretty good too, but she does have the relic, so I'll give her the edge out because of the relic and the minor crest. Yeah, I think she's slightly better than Petra. I don't think she's better than Ferdinand though. I think Ferdinand can do more things, but I think she is slightly more interesting things. Let me rephrase that. I think Ferdinand can do more specific things that are useful in the routes of the game that he's in, but I think that Hilda is probably better than Petra in terms of combat. Her early game combat's really good. Her mid game combat is great too. This is where Petra really takes off his mid game, and I think Hilda's comparable. So I think that Hilda's probably as good as Petra, so if not a little better because of the relic, so I'll give it to her. Leonie, however, is better than all these people. Like I think she loses only out to Felix. I think Leonie is very good. Leonie is like fantastically statted. Like just what a unit, Bo. What a unit. Fast, hits hard, has bulk, is great early game, is great mid game, is great ed game. The only reason, and has point blank volley. So like Leonie just has pretty much everything you want in a physical combat character. She has the boon for lances, bows, riding. She has it all. Like she has the 40% strength growth, 60% speed growth. She has rivalry, which gives her +2 extra damage, 2 less damage. Like she just has it all. Her abilities are pretty good. You don't want anything magical with her. Doesn't matter. You just want to be physical and run up. She can go into the Paladin class and not worry about that Bane, not worry about the speed dump at all. Like she just has really good things going for her. I don't think she's better than Felix because Felix is just like player face monster of destruction, but I think Leonie is very close. So I think Leonie is like right below Felix in terms of how good she is. Next up we have Seteth. I think Seteth is like better than Dedue. No, that's not fair. He's almost as good as Dedue because Seteth is definitely better than Ignatz just to the fact that he actually can do stuff at the end of the game. He has enough bulk that he hits really hard. He can tank, albeit not a lot, but he can tank some enemies. He comes in a great class. He has good charm, good authority, comes with good, really high weapon ranks and the things that you care about, and has access to swift strikes and does a lot of that. So I think that Seteth is like much better than people give him credit for. He does, however, have a lot more value in specific routes of the game. Like in Silver Snow, he's way more valuable. In Golden Deer and Blue Lions, he loses a little bit of that value. I think he sees some of it more in Golden Deer just because your flyer options are not as much, although you have Hilda and Leonie can go into flying and that stuff, but they're more magical based or land based. So I feel like he gets more value in Golden Deer than he does in Blue Lions, because Blue Lions you can just spam a bunch of flyers and get away with it. Mercedes, Ingrid, Annette, they can all go into Dark Flyer and do crazy stuff there. So I think that he's better in Silver Snow for sure. But he's great. He comes with Rally Defense, which is always going to be good. He's very close to Swift Strikes, which is always good. Gives you the Crested Key Coal. He has, which is very good too. Activates on his proc for his crest. Activates with his abilities. So he's just solid. I think he's great. He's better than Ignatz because he can just do more from the moment he joins until the end of the game. Doesn't need anything. He just does a great job. So I think he's very solid. I think he is 100% A tier. Maybe the worst of A, but still there. Flame. Flame is tough. Flame is tough to rank here. I think she is better than Linhardt, but that's about it. Like, Flame's best claim to fame is the fact that she has Rescue, right? And I would say Rescue is great in this game if it wasn't for the fact that most people just hit and run anyway, and the people that don't hit and run, they are going to sit there and avoid, tank everything, or kill everything on enemy phase with big hits. So how useful is Rescue if you're not positioning yourself incorrectly? That's the question you need to really ask. And I think the better player you are, the less you see value out of Rescue because of Flame. You'll always see value out of Warp. You're not going to see as much value out of Rescue because of that. But I think she's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, Flame is not bad. Her spell list is pretty good. She has some pretty interesting things going for her in terms of her personal is pretty good. Her white magic is okay. Restore, Rescue, Fortify is nice. Best thing there being Restore and Rescue early on. Her combat arts can go into Frozen Lance, which is nice, but it's really high. You have to go to A, which is insanely high. She does come with Lance level C, which is great. Like, that's actually fantastic. And her bases aren't bad. She has a big magic stat to start on, but that's it. She gains a lot from Dark Flyer, to be honest. Like, way more than the other people in this game from being in Dark Flyer. But I don't think it's good enough to push her above any of these people. I think these people are just statistically better investment for your time. But she's definitely better than these other guys. So I think she's right where she needs to be. Hanneman, Montanaman. I don't like Hanneman. There are some interesting builds that you can make with Hanneman. He does have a pretty big magical hit right off the bat. Like, that's just something he does. He just has really good hit and really good big magic damage early on, with 20 magic, which is insanely high. But I don't think he gets a lot of good value out of anything. He has a boon in writing, so he can be a magical bow knight for whatever reason, if that's something you want in Dark Knight. I don't know. Like, he's just weird. He does have Meteor and Thoron, and he has big hitting spells, right? I think the thing about Hanneman is that his speed is unsalvageable. Right? It cannot be salvaged. It's bad. He's just horrible. And his crest doesn't really help, because, like, what is his crest gonna do? You're gonna do Radiant Bow memes with Hanneman? Like, sure. Radiant Bow is great and, like, engage. In this game, it's not as good. And he wants to go into a horse class, take advantage of that. But, I mean, is he just gonna be? He's just gonna be a worse version of Lawrence, in my opinion. Like, he's gonna do what Lawrence does, but maybe he'll hit harder, but he'll have problems in other areas that you wouldn't have otherwise. So I kind of feel that Hanneman is good, but worse than Lawrence, and worse than Linhardt for sure, because he doesn't even have the white magic repertoire that these guys do. Like, his white magic list is not very good. So you're kind of just stuck with a big magic stick that hits in a Mayo class, which is a bad recipe, right? Because we have Hubert here, and Hubert is basically that. Like, Hubert is what Hanneman would be if Hubert just stayed the whole time. And I don't like how Hubert plays, so I'm definitely not liking how Hanneman plays. He's not. He's better than Raphael because Big Magic Stick is good, but I don't know. Big Magic Stick no investment is better than Raphael, but I don't know. Not my cup of tea. Next is, however, Manuela. Now, this one is tough because Manuela is actually really good for a couple of reasons. Do I think she's better than Marianne? No, but I think she's better than Lawrence. Manuela is really good. Manuela is pretty good for a couple of reasons that you wouldn't see right off the bat, but she comes with B in Faith, which means she is like very, very close to getting Warp, like really close. And her base magic is kind of meh. It's kind of bad. Like, I won't lie. Her base magic is pretty bad. But she has really good base speed. She has like 16 base speed, which is nutty for that time of the game that she comes in. Just pretty good. and she has a 60% speed growth. So she's one of those few characters that can actually go into Mortal Savant and not be a complete carry, like not be a complete meme. She also has Soul Blade, like right then and there, early on, boom, Soul Blade. She has really good damage with Soul Blade in the Forged Weapon. She has Rally Charm at D, which is great. So like, and she has no Bane in Authority, so she has that going for her too. She has a lot of good things going for her. Her low magic growth is offset as well by you just placing her in a more magical class. Like put her in Grimory or something and it fixes that and she'll gain the stats and whatever. You don't really care though. You kind of want to use her more as a supportive bot, but her black magic list is pretty good too. Bolting, Bolganon. Those are all big hitting spells that are good. Her spell list is great. She has a good personal, giving Creative Void to people, which is great. She comes in a pretty good class. Her base ranks are really good. She also slots well into Dark Flyer. Like she has a lot of good things going for her that I think a lot of people miss out. Her charm is fantastic too. 60% growth on charm is nuts, meaning that her authority can go through the roof really fast. She just has a lot of good things going for her that I think people don't really understand and don't really take advantage of. If you have all those bases covered though, you have already your Warper, you have already whatever. She may seem redundant, but she's good. Like I promise you, she is not she is way better than people give her credit, and she's actually one of the sleeper characters in the game in terms of like how good she is. And I think people don't notice that. She has a lot of good things. I recommend you trying her out one day. Next, Gilbert. Man, Gilbert's tough because like on one hand, I could say Gilbert is great because he's a free rally defense and whatnot, but I mean, he's not even there for the majority of the game. He's in one route, and in the one route he's in, he's got virtually no speed. Like, right, the man has no speed. And if you're comparing like Gilbert to something like Dedue, it's almost unfair because the dude just blows him out of the water. He is not by any means horrendous. 29 base defense is nothing to scoff at with the 60% defense growth and boons in virtually everything to get you into Fortress Knight. I may be being a bit too harsh here. I think he's not as bad. Like I think I'm being a little too harsh. I think he is better than, I'll go even better. I think he's better than, no, maybe not. I'll keep him here. I don't think he's in this tier. I think for 0 investment, going into Fortress Knight with 29 base defense is never going to be bad. Especially as a guard adjutant, like you just get one for free. And that's not bad. I don't think he's going to change any way you play the game, but I do not think he's as horrible as people think he is. Like I think he is way better than a lot of people give him credit. 60% defense growth is nutty, and he could just capitalize on that. So I think he's good. I think he's okay. Bottom of B is where I'll keep him for now. Alois, however, is better than a lot of these people. I think Alois has a very interesting, clear-cut path into... I don't think he's better than Dorothea, though. But I think he has a very clear-cut, interesting path into War Master if you want. But he can actually dip into Fortress Knight really quick, and he'll have comparable stats, which are very good. Also, free guard adjutant. His personal is good. Like, he has a solid personal in the form of Rally Luck, which people meme on, but it's like, it's not bad. It's not a bad personal to have. He also comes with Rally Strength, which is fantastic. So he has that Rally botting utility right off the bat. Sea Authority, which allows him to use a lot of the gambits right off. He has good brawling skills too. So Alois is not bad by any means. He also has 27 base strength, which is massive at the point that he joins. So like Alois has good value, good charm too. So he doesn't have really a lot of glaring weaknesses. He just has a very specific niche he has to fulfill, which is better than the supportive niche, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I feel like Linhardt... I may have put Linhardt too low. I think Linhardt's better than these two. I'm going to switch it around. Linhardt is definitely better than these two. I don't think he's better than Dorothea, though. I mean, a character with Warp is not better than half the cast. I don't know, man. Like, Warp is kind of overrated sometimes, especially on a male unit. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep him here. I think that Alois is good. I think he's worse than these two. I think Linhardt's better than these people here. Is he better than Flame? This is tough. Is he better than Flame? No. I think this is correct. I think Alois is just better than Gilbert in this regard. He's not horrible, but he's also not gonna make any new trends. I think this is correct. I think this is better this way. Next we have Catherine. Okay, so this is gonna shock everyone. If Catherine was available in every single route at the same rate that she was available in Golden Deer and Blue Lions, she'd be like here. She'd be like here. She'd be this good. But the thing is that she's not. So because she's not, she's only this good. And this says a lot. What do I mean by Catherine is better than Felix? Well, if Felix is dominating the route of his game by being the best physical combat unit, and Catherine can join dominating everything in the game until after that point earlier, because even though she joins in Blue Lion's route around the time that Felix should be a little bit like levels 8, 7, I don't even know, not even that high maybe. But if you can get by quick enough that she comes in chapter 5, she'll just destroy everything until the end of the game. And because she's in a Swordmaster, the growths in Swordmaster class are really good, so she never really falls off. Like a Petra comparably will only catch up to Catherine around like level 30-ish, which is insane if you think about it. Which means that like Catherine is really good. She has really good bases, she has really good stats, and she'll carry them the entire game. The only problem with Catherine is her charm. Her charm stat is not as good as some of the other characters, so gambits on her aren't as good. And that's a thing that you'll feel later on at the end of the game. You won't feel it in the beginning, you won't feel it in the middle, but you will feel it at the end. And where gambits are more valuable in that regard. But even then, she can quad everything with Other Brand. She destroys. I actually, in my current Silver Snow route, I managed to recruit Catherine midway, like right at the time skip point, because that's when you get her in Silver Snow. And her stats were still phenomenal. Like, still just as good. If I wanted to, I could have just kept Catherine as Swordmaster and done crazy damage with her. I decided to go a Mimi build route with some other thing, and I kind of gimped my own Catherine. I shouldn't have. I should have just kept her in Swordmaster and built the thing on the side and just let her like destroy everything in Swordmaster for as long as she could, and she would have demolished the rest of the game for me. So she would have been probably an even better combat unit than Petra at that point, which is wild to say. So, but I think that she's just that good. Catherine is just that good of a unit. She's probably the best character in A, barring maybe my next choice, which is Cyril. I think Cyril is in the same exact category as this. Actually, I'll take that back. Cyril is not as good as Catherine, and neither Leone. He is. This depends, right? Because Cyril depends on Silver Snow. Cyril sucks. Like, he just sucks. He's horrible. You can't use him at all. And because of that, I think you gotta dump him all the way kind of down here, where these people are more reliable in every route, and he where it will not be. I think he is better than Dedu, just because of the fact that if you're playing Golden Deers or Blue Lions, this shoots up like he's here. But because you're not, and you have to take an average kind of into it, he is better than most of these guys at full potential, barring Catherine. He's like, and Felix, so he's like around here really. He is better than most of these guys at full potential, but if he's not at full potential, he's useless. So it's very hard to gauge him. He does have Vengeance, which is the one thing you want, but he doesn't have as much of an accessible way to activate it, unless you go Bow Knight, which I don't think is his best class. I think his best class is Wyvern, using bows and lances. And you definitely want to do that because he has pretty good combat arts, which are the best thing about him. You want to get him to low HP and then proc Vengeance on everything, just like Bernadetta, but the thing is that he has to do it by actually taking damage. Good thing enough that he has good bulk so he can survive it, but otherwise you have to use like Devil Axes and stuff to bring him to 1 HP. But then once he has it, he'll kill everything. But he does have the advantage of having point blank volley at C+, and he'll just delete everything with that too. So he can hit and run with the Wyvern just as well. So he has, that's why I'm saying his ceiling is actually better than all these people here, barring like Felix, because Felix just kills stuff. So his ceiling is better than all of these people, but because you're not operating only on the ceiling, he has to be here. Next up, I'll take Yuritsa. So Yuritsa is the Death Knight, and this is a guy hard. He's only in one available route, but for what he is, like, I'll say he's about the same level of good as like Sylvain is. He feels like a better Sylvain. If I had to be honest, like this is it. Like, he's just better than Sylvain. He does more damage than Sylvain. He hits harder than Sylvain. Has a better personal than Sylvain. Can run crit builds. Can run all these Mimi things. He just appears halfway through the game, so there is that too. So he's got to be penalized in comparison to others. But for what he is, comes in, great class, great personals, great bases, great damage, access to magic 2 on a horse, which is very unique. Like that alone should put him in a situation that like gives you a lot of pause to think about how good that is, because there's a lot going on there. The Death Knight class is good. His growths are good. His speed is good. His bases are good. And he comes like with insanely high stats for his bases. So his skills are great. His magic is great. He has a lot going on for him. He's just not there the majority of the game. So because he's not there the majority of the game, it's like, okay, he just sits here. He also has access to budding talent as Darting Blow, which can usually only be accessed by the female line, meaning that he now can outspeed a lot of enemies that you see in the game. So he is pretty much better than Sylvain at its peak, in my opinion, for less work. So I think Death Knight deserves to be right there. And last but not least, of the original ones, we have Anna. Now this is the take that's going to sincerely impress everyone here. Because I'm going to make a comparison that you will not believe ever. You'll be like, no way, this can't be real. And I'll be like, no, this is real. If you sit here and say something like, I do not like Anna in Three Houses, I think she is the most garbage character ever to exist, I would sit there and be like, maybe you're right. If it weren't for the fact that if you sat on this list, you looked at this list, and you said, Manuela is where she belongs. Like, Manuela is definitely where she belongs. That is your idea, and you agree with that idea, then you say Anna sucks, you automatically need to stop being a hypocrite. Like, I'm just gonna start with that. Because Anna is basically Manuela, but just slightly worse. It's literally the same thing, just a little bit worse. And what I mean by a little bit worse is that her supportive capabilities aren't as good as Manuela, so she's actually somewhere between Dorothea and Linhardt. Like, she's somewhere here between these two. I would say she's probably a little better than Dorothea because of one niche tech that she can do, which I'll explain here. If you wait to recruit Anna, her stats will actually be much better later on, like way better. So as the game keeps progressing, her stats keep going, but she keeps growing at the level of the enemies, so she will have some pretty crazy stats. You wait to recruit her on like chapter 17, and she's gonna have like 31 speed, which is really good, right? I think the sweet spot to recruit her is somewhere around chapter 7 to 9. I think 9 is really good, because she'll have a lot of the bonuses already leveled for you that you kind of want, and her stats will be solid. Like, she'll have pretty comparable stats. If you look at her at chapter 8, which is level 15, and you compare these bases with Manuela's bases, you'll see that they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same thing. There's like minor advantages to one person over the other. Pretty much similar, barring like a weaker offensive growth and strength and magic, so she has a more supportive, but she has a higher speed build. So what really is Manuela doing that Anna isn't? And I'll tell you right now, it's warping. Anna, however, does have rescue, which is the alternative that we've already established is not as good. She does have Faith C ward, which is pretty good. I think that that's really, really good, especially early on. But I don't think she outranks somebody like Dorothea. I think she's better than Linhardt just because she has the speed and Hexblade and stuff like that, and she can grow better. And like, if you don't have necessity for the warp because you're already using Manuela, who's free and has it, or Lysithea, then like Linhardt's warp usage falls way off, right? It's not bad, and it's always good to have another warper. I think a lot of people will have issues with this placement of Linhardt here. I just don't think Linhardt is as good as people are because they're overly relying on warp at a point in the game that I think you can already have it with Manuela. So I think it's like, I would rather this than that. And because of that, Linhardt loses a lot in my opinion. But I think Anna is better than these two because she has the rescue, she has better combat options early on. For the moment that she joins, she has better speed. She has access to some classes that are like more interesting, Dark Flyer, things like that. She has Meteor as a spell too if you want to go that route, even though she has a Reason Bane, so that sucks. Really, she wants to kind of go into the sword line, so she really fits into Mortal Savant, Trickster. She wants things like that. The Authority Bone is a killer though. The Authority Bone is absolutely brutal. It actually, now that I look at that, I have to put her here. Like, the Authority Boon just kills me, man. Like, the Authority Boon sucks. It's so bad. So the Authority Boon kind of puts her right there. A little bit better than Linhardt, but still kind of eh. But she is nowhere as bad as these people. Like, these people are way worse than her. Tinky Winky and Lala over here. Big magical nuke. Big magical white nuke. Just dumb defense and big magical old nuke. Like, it's like she's better than everybody here, for hands down. So to say that she is like leagues worse than Manuela and the worst character in the game, it's just not true. It's just not true. It doesn't matter that she doesn't have Gambit supports. None of that matters, because you can always slap like a Gambit on her that just is a support Gambit, like Stride. Her authority is low anyway, so it doesn't matter. So this does not matter at all. What matters is, what are her skills? What can she bring to the table? How quickly can she reach the classes? And she has the ability to do all of that with her bases, and her bases are good. So Anna, definitely not the worst character in the game. Sorry, guys. You guys have been disproved. Next up, now we have the people that are really interesting and that I think are going to cause the shakeup. After this came out, the DLC characters, they basically changed the entirety of how Three Houses was played. I'm going to start with Happy, because she's the last one here. This is like, I think she is better than Ignatz, but I don't know if she's definitely better than these people. She is like around here, right? She is better than the majority of people that come below her, just because of her personal being able to do effective damage against monsters, her big magic stick hitting right off the bat. She has no speed, so she really wants to go into a horse line. That's what she wants to do, but she has the necessary tools to go there. Her magic list is really strong, like really strong. It's really good. She has really good spells, really good range on her spells. Valkyrie class is basically made for her. She can get advantage of that early on. She has a lot of good things going for her. She's really powerful. I think she's one of the better wolves. The thing that kills me though is that she does have an authority bane. Like, that's just such a mood killer, bro. It's like when you go on a date with someone and they're like, "Oh, you have any red flags?" "Yeah, I have an authority bane." That just kills me, man. It just kills me. It sucks. It's so bad. But so because of that, she can't go much higher, but she's okay. She's where she belongs. Even without all that, she's still very strong, very good. I definitely recommend, one of the better characters in the game. Now we'll take Constance. Constance is okay. I think Constance is probably better than Manuela, but worse than these two. I don't think she's like leagues ahead of everybody else. I think Constance is good. She has bolting, which is good. Her personal is fine. I just feel like she hits less harder than Happy and Lysithea. And she's the faster version of these. So she's a little bit better. Like, as far as offensive mages go, she's the best, barring like Marianne, because Marianne's just really good in terms of what she can flex into. But Constance kind of has like, she's either gonna do this, she's not the best dancer, she's not the best anything. She just wants to be a dark flyer, and that's it, or a Gremory, to take advantage of that. Those are the two options. But what she is, she's good. I would say actually she's not better than Manuela. I'll take that back. But she is better than Lawrence. So she's better than Lawrence. She's not better than Manuela though. Her rallies are pretty good. But that's about it, really. I'm going to be honest. There's not much more that I'd be expecting from her. She does have Rescue, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. But I think Rescue is less valuable than Warp. And I think Marianne's better combat, better dancer, better big hitting abilities. Although the magic growth here is high. It's like 60%. But for some reason, I feel like Marianne's just more useful. I guess she's more useful all across. Whereas Constance, I feel sometimes struggles to reach certain thresholds. Maybe just, these two may be comparable, and I'm just like kind of nitpicking here, but that's how I feel. Then we go on to Yuri. I think Yuri is very good. I think Yuri is better than Happy. I think he's better than all these people. I don't know now. I think Yuri is about here. Now, is he better than Sylvain? No, he's not. Is he better than Burning? Yeah, he is. Okay. I think Yuri's placed correctly, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people don't like Yuri because they think like, oh, he doesn't really have the HP to tank. This is true. He doesn't. He's not going to be enemy phasing a lot. And his relic can be passed on to anybody, which is also true. But Yuri does have, for better or for worse, one of the better speed growths in the game. Like, it's insanely high. It's insanely fast. This guy will outspeed pretty much everything for the majority of the game that is not like a sword master. And that's fine. That's like really good, actually, to outspeed the majority of the game that's not a sword master. The one thing that Yuri has a problem with, though, is that he has to go into a very specific line in order to take advantage of his stats, and that's Sniper. Like, he has to be a Sniper, because Sniper on him is just phenomenal. He can actually bait mages because his resistance is okay, and he can snipe them down because his strength is also solid on enemy phase. He can also bait other archers and usually outspeed them. He just has a lot of going against this like anti range kind of setup, and there's a lot of ranged enemies in Three Houses that are annoying as hell, and Yuri can deal with them pretty much flawlessly, even in conjunction with his relic too that procs pretty often, so you get like a good value out of having him bait some of this more dangerous stuff. I like Yuri a lot because of that, but that's not the only reason. I think Yuri's value is really good early game to mid game. I think it's really high. Like, I think people underrate how good it is. He does a lot of damage. He is really strong early on, has good hit because of the weapon types he uses, has like solid strength to be able to clear stuff and do good chip damage or outright one round things. So I think Yuri has a lot of value early on in the mid game. I think it starts to fall off towards the end-ish of the game, end-ish, because his threshold starts to lower. So he needs to rely on things like Hunter's Volley, which is, listen, it's fine to rely on Hunter's Volley. I think Hunter's Volley is an absolutely fine skill. Like, there's nothing wrong with Hunter's Volley at all. And having him be able to use Hunter's Volley and just spam stuff is fantastic too. So I think keeping him in Sniper is his best choice. He can go other routes, but like I don't think they're good. I think that Assassin is fine for a while. I think Sniper is where he needs to end up in, just because of Hunter's Volley, be able to spam and come back. But he has really good stats all around. I just realized with that now that I skipped Shamir, which was dumb of me. Shamir is definitely here. Like, she is. These two sisters here are like, they should be married at the hip. They're that good. I think that maybe they're actually maybe a little bit less. Actually, let's go here. I think that no, she's better than Yurisa. Shamir is just a powerhouse from the moment she joins until basically the end of the game. She has great stats, great personal skill. She can fit any slot. The only complaint is her okay-ish speed. Like, right, that's her real problem, is that she has an okay-ish speed. It's not the best. It will fall off. If you slot her into a Bow Knight, it's dead. Like, it's not going to get better. So you really have to rely on her personal or on big hits. So for her, it's Hunter's Volley spam, which is not bad in a sniper class at all. And that's it, though. She's going to Hunter's Volley, and then she has to be able to survive whatever's coming her way, which I think Yuri is actually better at doing that. But because of the facility to put her into this class, and just from the get-go doing that work, it's just easier to just do this. She also can be fixed relatively easily by putting her into like Wyvern. And now, okay, you have Wyvern Shamir that just does good stuff too. So it just takes longer to get there. So I think Shamir is at a spot where she is great. Definitely better than a lot of these other people. But I don't know if I would say she's like significantly better than these three that I think are just, these three just kill everything a lot, all the time. She sometimes feels a little bit short of it. Although she has fantastic stats, she does a lot of great things. She carries super hard. She's basically a very good choice for draft races and all that stuff because she just is really easily accessible. She should be rated higher because of her relative utility. Like, regarding this list, she's basically good at everything she does, which is very important. But I think that there's not an ease of activation to it, so she struggles a little bit to get there. If you don't know how to get her there, she's not going to reach it in a very organic way, let's say. So you kind of have to really choose what you're going to do. But honestly, she's good from beginning to end, so she just goes here. And last but not least, this guy is the dude. I think that this dude is just, this is him. I'm almost questioning if he's better than Claude. Like, this is how good I think Balthus is, okay? Like, I don't know. Like, Claude's just really good the whole game. Do I really not put this guy above, like, a lord? Do I want to be that Mimi? Do I really want to be that Mimi? You know what? I'm going to put him above a lord. I'm gonna put him above a lord. This is wild that I'm doing this, but nah. Ugh, this is so hard. Like, is he better than Warp Lysithea? No, he can't be better than Warp Lysithea, is he? But he's also, like, okay, this is why I'm struggling here, right? This guy has, you can get him really early in all three routes. And for you to understand how strong Balthus is, you need to understand the thresholds of three houses, right? For White Clouds, if he reaches a specific defense threshold, he just will not take damage from anything. And his personal contributes to that, meaning that he will reach that so quickly that he will take no damage from the majority of enemies if he's ever below half health. So as soon as you think, what, he's ever below half health, what does that mean? Haha, Vantage Wrath, right? So he's one of the best users of Vantage Wrath in the game. The only reason I'm starting to think, like, is he as reliable as these two is because this one always will kill stuff with magic, no matter what, and will always warp and will always heal a ton. This one will always have movement This one will always kill everything. So like, does he always kill everything? No. And I'll tell you why. Because I've been playing with him a lot recently, and a lot of the game has some checks against Vantage Wrath that I didn't really notice before. Because when I used Dimitri, I didn't feel it as much, because Dimitri has a high charm, so he just avoids a lot of the gambit setup. But the enemies in Three Houses toward the end start having a lot of gambits, and if Balthus is at low health and he gets hit, he just dies. So that is a problem. His dexterity is also not on point compared to this guy. Like, it's not as good as this guy. So he will miss strikes on a less accurate weapon, which is an axe. So he struggles a little bit there too. So he's not as consistent as Dimitri with the Wrath Vantage combo, but he still does it so well. And his early game contribution is so good. Like, this guy just doesn't die to anything early on. Like, he just trivializes the game because he will get hit, get low, punch people back, and kill them, and that's it. And then, like, he goes into mid-game, he goes into Fortress Knight or whatever, grappler, clap, whatever you want to do with him. It doesn't really matter. I personally took the path of Warrior and Hero so he could get Defiant Strength and Wrath, because I think that's his best one. So you want to go Mercenary, Warrior, Hero, and then end in War Master so that he can get the crit bonuses too. And he just kills everything. Like, he just kills everything. If he counters and he has 100% crit, or he's surrounded by his support partners, which are basically like Yuri and Happy, he will win. He's just going to kill it, and they're just going to die. And there's nothing he can do. Like, he will just 100% crit back and kill it because of his massive strength, his massive HP, his massive defense. Like, he just has everything going for him. He just needs to fix a lot of things to reach that point. But once he reaches that point, he just demolishes the game. So I think Balthus is an easy S tier. I think he's better than Catherine because he can do all this stuff the majority of the game. He just doesn't fall off. Like, he really does not fall off. There's maybe a portion of the mid game where he's slightly like, I don't know what I'm doing here, because he hasn't gotten Wrath or Vantage yet. But the moment he does, he just skyrockets back. So it's like, he just destroys the game. There's very few things that stat check him. It's like Sword Masters with Axebreaker stat check him, and Gambits. That's it. Everything else dies to him basically, and like low misses on fighters or something. Like something crazy like that. But otherwise, he stat checks the game. One rally dex from somebody like Happy, who by the way is really good. Rally dex and her is fantastic. And like, it'll just solve this problem. Or Ferdinand, who also has rally dex, is really good, does that too. His skyrocket utility goes up way more on routes like Golden Deer and Silver Snow, where he's just like filling slots that are just more necessary of a tank, especially in Crimson Flower too. If you don't really have a tanky character there, barring Ferdinand, if you go that route. So, and you don't want to put Edelgard in armor anyway, so he fits that rule. So he just is very good. The guy just he's the best Ashen Wolf, hands down. He does so much work for so little that I think he's just one of the better characters in the game. I won't put him, however, above Lysithea because, like I said, she always kills. She always heals. She always has warp. He always does damage. He always is slippery. He always contributes at every point in the game. These guys always kill stuff. So he is on the verge of like, man, I could almost always kill stuff. Like Catherine, almost always kills stuff. But there's points of the game that she kind of falls off a little bit. Or not falls off, but she kind of like struggles against certain type of enemies that Balthus just does not care about. So there... And Felix is great and all, but he's player phase only. This guy has dual phase in him, so this is just really good. So yeah, that is where I left the best for last, because I think Balthus is an S tier unit that people sleep on. They don't really know how good he is. But yeah, that is my tier list. So guys, I hope you like my tier list. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. I know it was a little bit lengthy. I tried editing it to shorten it down as much as possible, put some footage in, some images so that it wasn't as boring. But yeah, let me know what you think. I've put a lot of effort into this tier list and into this Three Houses analysis. I think it's pretty good. I hope that you guys liked it. I'm probably never going to make another video like this again. I just really had the desire to do something for Three Houses because I've played it so much and I felt like I really want to share the knowledge that I know of this game with people. And I think some of people that want to play this game, don't really know what to do, could kind of look into this guide and see like, oh, this is why this is good. And kind of like focus on that. So hopefully you guys like it. Leave down in the comments below what you think. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night.